check this out. This is a very quick video just to respond to a lot of white people who've asked the question, what is a black space? And I don't know if they're taking the piss or they're being genuine, but let me just respond to that anyway. A black space, and I've said this before, I used to create dating events, and I used to create dating events for black singles who want to meet other black singles. Now, it's in the name. So if a black guy wants to meet a black woman, that's a black space because they both want to see each other. The black woman wants to see the black guy, and the black guy wants to see the black woman. They have a preference, which is themselves. They love themselves, and that's okay. That's actually good. So that's a black space. Now, if you want to be a part of that dating event where it's black singles who want to date each other, that's fucking weird because what you'll be doing, you'll be there standing there watching people date. So that's a black space. Now, one of the things I don't really understand, I hope that clears it up first of all, but one thing I don't understand is why do white people want to be in black spaces anyway? They're literally 45,000 pubs, which are considered white spaces. I've never in my life felt comfortable to walk in a pub. And I've walked into a pub many times to meet people for meetings over the years of my lifetime. And never once have I felt comfortable. Reason why is the looks and everything that I'm getting, looking at me as probably as the only black person in this pub. You know, and like I said, there are 45,000 pubs, which as black people, we consider those as white spaces. So you've got that 45,000 there and you want to come, and you're complaining that you can't come to my one black dating event for black singles. Make it make sense. So I hope that clears it up. That's a black space. And to be honest, any other space that a black person considers a black space is a black space. It doesn't have to be a dating event. It could be any event. If a black person organizes an event for black people, that's a black space. It's for black people. And the reason we're able to do this, create spaces for black people only, is because every other space is yours. So we're not pushing you out of anything or excluding you. We're just creating a little space for ourselves because you've already got it all. So I hope that clears it out for you now, that you don't need to come in my comments and ask me what a black space is, because a black space is an event or anything else that a black person sets up and they say it's for black people only. And if you be honest with yourself, you only want to be at these events to observe and see what we're doing. Think about it.
White people, are y'all scared to go in black spaces? You know, I know a lot of you, and if you're like, is he talking about me? Probably. Are you scared to go in black spaces? If so, I'm talking about you. I feel like so many white people are scared to go in black spaces for stereotypical reasons, right? Whether subconscious or not, you're probably thinking, am I safe? Are they just going to jump me? Like, I don't know what you're thinking. Like, are they going to rob me? Like, but I don't really know, like, what you think is going to happen. And I think a lot of you think, well, I'm going to stick out like a sore thumb. You will. You're the only white person there. How do you think a black person feels when they walk into a white space? You will stick out like a sore thumb. Of course you will. Well, they look at me, baby, they're making sure you're not there to hurt them. See, the difference is you're looking at them through the lens of stereotypes, right? They're looking at you through a lens of self-protection, because obviously through history, this country has shown over and over and over again the way it feels about its black citizens. And it's still doing it today. So baby, when you walk into their space, they're just trying to make sure that they're safe around you because of actual historical reasons, not stereotypes. The magic happens when they realize you're safe. That's when the magic happens. And I promise you it's magic.
I have biracial children. So over the last couple of decades, I have had opportunities to be in predominantly black spaces where I wasn't before, because I intentionally wanted my children to learn about that side of their heritage, and I couldn't teach them. So I have had the opportunity to be in predominantly black spaces, and I want to share this with you. I have never, ever felt unsafe. Not ever. the people in predominantly Black spaces have welcomed me in, have loved on me, and I feel so much safer with my children who are biracial being in all Black spaces than I do with them being in all white spaces. Number one, for just the general racism that we all know exists. And number two, man, Black mamas don't play. And not just about their own kids, but all of our kids. When my daughters have been in spaces, there have been so many women that I have never met in my life who kept their eye on her or came up and told me something later or came up and said, I stopped your daughter from talking to this person because, they're no good. I love it. Man, that's the community. That's the village we need. And we could learn a lot from strong, proud Black mamas. And I am so thankful. God bless me with my biracial children. And my children have been the bridge to me learning some things that I'm so glad that I learned. And for all of you out there, all of you mamas who are watching out for everybody's babies, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Go love your neighbor.
All right, racists, let's talk about the truth. There is so much discourse lately about who is Native and who is Indigenous, and even the nerve to bring up who is the architect of soul food. And what everyone needs to understand is that Black people are the earth. Black people are the only unmutated humanity. They told you humans came from Africa like it was a migration story. But that's not the truth. The truth is, Africa is the first face of the earth. And Blackness is the source of all biology. Everyone else? Genetic drift, mutational echo, survival glitches adapted to ice and exile. Let's talk origins. The Black woman is the womb of the world. Forget the Eve in the garden story. That was a stolen metaphor. The real Eve lives in the woman's mitochondria. And not just any women. Melanin-rich, thick-hipped, thick-lipped, and copper-toned. Elegant, poised, literally perfect, planet-rooted Black women. White women don't carry the full ancestral genome. Asian, Mexican, and Native women only carry fragments. Black women carry the total code. She doesn't reproduce diversity. She births the whole species. When small African offshoot groups migrated north, they weren't evolving. They were mutating, adapting to survival, not thriving. That's where lighter skin, narrow nostrils, reduced melanin, and behavioral changes began. All signs of environmental stress, not superiority. You don't get white by evolving, you get white by forgetting the sun. And that forgetting is not advancement, it's progression. The white genome contains 1 to 4% Neanderthal DNA. Let me repeat, they didn't just descend from humans. They were cavemen. Black people have zero Neanderthal admixture. That's not a joke. That's biology. Black people are the originals. Non-Black people are the remix. The problem is, the remix decided to express its evil nature by attempting to erase the original track. Let's talk Indigenous. The term Indigenous was invented by settlers to decide who was Native enough to be managed, named, and displaced. But Indigenous is a political term, not a genetic one. And political terms can't overwrite blood memory. Being first on the continent does not make you first on the planet. However, Black people being first on the planet means they are first on every continent. The Black genome is Earth's source code. Everyone else is just running a copy of their biological operating system. The war against Black genetics is a war against humanity. Melanin isn't pigment, it's the processor. It's the molecule that translates solar energy into life. Plants have it, animals have it, humans need it. Black people have the highest concentration of it, which means Black people don't just live on Earth, they translate it. They are not just a race, they are the root species. Black isn't a color, it's the motherboard. Every other group, adaptations, mutations, and mistakes. This isn't supremacy. This is truth. Black people didn't come from Africa. Africa came from Black people.